Welcome, everyone, to our first podcast together. This is your host, Lemnos, and Tony for Walking on Eggshells. Tony, how are you today?
I am super duper feeling refreshed after um, being away from the server, letting people celebrate their victories or mourn their loss. You know,
Yeah, so talk to me about that. Why do you like to leave the server after seasons?
I think it's necessary, and I was reflecting on it today. Like, I um, I just get so overwhelmed having to do all the stuff. So like Kai sending me the survey or Devin texting me to set up our tournament date, I was just like instant 0 to 100 annoyed. I was like, please let me just let me breathe.
It's been like
So
days.
yeah, so like after a couple weeks, I'm like longing for Blitz. I'm fiending for it. So
Well, let me tell you what. Have you heard the recent things with Gurley?
I had it until today. Dan told me, and then they mentioned it on their podcast, of course. I guess,
Uh,
but the latest one was like, I don't know if I should link DMs, but basically, he's personally attacking Dan now and threatening to DDoS him or something. So
yes,
that's fun.
yes. So I'll lead into some history that you might not be too aware of. So, um, after the Super Bowl, obviously, he was a little upset that they lost. But he kept looping, and he was kind of just starting to crash out. Um, and he just was like, "Oh, there was the lag. It was the lag. Like rematch us. Like it's not a valid thing." And he just all day, incessantly bring up this lag and how he would have won. And so finally, I'm like, "Hey, Gurley, like you gotta get over it. Dan is saying the same thing. Romo's saying the same thing. Like, just chill out." And then I finally say, if you keep bringing it up, I'm gonna just keep sequentially timing you out for longer and longer. And so he didn't take that very well, and he leaves the server, and he eventually comes back and starts saying the same thing. So I time him out, and he starts again, and I time him out. And then he starts attacking all of us, and so he has multiple accounts that he can DM us
Oh
with.
my goodness.
Yeah, so just you got to be careful around people like him. He might hack your computer, DDoS you, but apparently only works in the rain though, per
Yeah, I know.
private source.
Oh, okay, okay. I know that's why Duxer left. Was he just he, I mean, Gurley sent us that hack that one day. I screenshotted it. I was gonna send it to the FBI. I was scared,
Oh yeah, it's
but
terrifying.
yeah. I mean, like they coined Harvey 2.0 on standing on business. I guess we could coin Looper 3.0 here for Gurley.
Oh, true. Yeah. Um, so just that's what's going on with Gurley. Just to give you some more context from the beginning of it.
Thank you.
There hasn't been like honestly, it's been a really good like end of the season. Like people are kind of like chilling. They accept their wins or losses minus Gurley. Um, and it's been chill. I think we're all excited for Jeff's tournament, and it's gonna be a nice off season. I think.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I expected. Like I don't ever leave for drama. I'm not like trying to make a scene. It's really just like to refresh. But last season was, or season four rather, so last season now was like the most peaceful season, other than like Krusty and me, I guess. I mean, I don't take it personally. I hope he doesn't take it personally with me. But then Krusty and Dan, that one was a little personal.
Oh
But
yeah.
other than like those couple rivalries, I guess Wayne and Prism. Um, it was a pretty peaceful season, and I think people were happy with their teams and most of the results, at least fun wise.
Yeah, I think I don't know if like so we started off. I don't know if you remember how well you remember. Season one was like it was like everything was new and exciting. We're all back together after however long, and the vibes are just like super good, super happy. And then like the toxicity started like bleeding through after season one, and now I think the toxicity is just like you can't maintain toxicity for that long. You just kind of like it dies out or it gets boring. So I think we're just finally chilling, and now we're maybe we can have like some chiller seasons overall.
Yeah, people are seeing through the personas more. I mean, I was kind of a big proponent of the toxicity in the couple first seasons because I was still doing the TO. So talk trash to everyone. When I was a league helper, I didn't like how we were ruling things, so I like started a revolution, and so, yeah,
This guy's
now
a
I'm more
revolutionary.
chill. Yeah, once I became like a backup, and just kind of accepted my place in the community. I'm trying to chill as long as no one attacks me. We're good.
Yeah, let's chill. Let's play games together. Let's have fun. And we don't need to keep walking on eggshells around each other.
That's right. Walking on eggshells. We're gonna drop it a lot this podcast.
Hopefully.
So we kind of mentioned it right there, and I know it was one of the topics you wanted to address was the Prism Wayne, and I'll put it in your words: passive aggressive battle of the goats.
Yes. I mean, I think that's the best way to do it. I mean, like I don't want to walk on eggshells too much around this topic, but oh, there it is again. Oops. Um, that's the name of the podcast. Who knew? Anyway, but everyone knows that like they are goated. They are very good at the game. Um, they were more confrontational in seasons 2 and 3. Um, and now we're in this weird state where like Wayne will like awkwardly call out Prism, and then like Prism doesn't respond, or I don't know if he sees the messages. I don't know if he has them blocked or not. But then like Prism will say random things on the side as well, kind of like indirectly mentioning something related to Wayne or his team. And like Prism won't play with Wayne. I just don't know what we like. Yeah, they don't like each other, but we should like still have them play in games together because they are very good and it makes games fun.
Yeah, you have more lore than I do. I didn't know that he was literally refusing to play with them. But yeah, you see it all the time, and it's completely unprompted a lot of the time. They won't even be talking about each other, and then all of a sudden, Prism just name drops the forfeited Super Bowl, or Wayne drops some meme that he could like mention Prism without mentioning Prism. So
Or
it's funny, but I don't know if it's necessarily a great thing for the game because, like you're saying, they're two great players that I think most people would be wanting to play for.
yeah, I think like a lot of people love playing for Wayne or Prism, and um, they can like the good thing about those players is that they can usually adapt to how you play too because they're that damn good. So like it's like the community is better, the games are better when they're both playing together or not together, I think just like in games together. Um, but no, the lore is like I don't know if I have that much lore behind it, but like Prism said it today in locker room chat. He's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna play in a game against someone that won't accept the win or something like that." But either way, still it's still on topic. Like they have this weird passive aggressive thing that I think should just dwindle away. Just be chill with each other, and there's been a lot of time that's passed.
I know it's been mentioned in the past, like teaming people up that don't get along for spice. I think Jeff should just put a huge hit out, not like not like that, but like a prize pool, um, and just force teams just like he did this time. And like I don't know, who's someone I really hate right now? I don't know. I mean, playing for Krusty's kind of boring, so I mean, I guess you could make me play for him. There wouldn't be beef; it's just boring. He can make you play. I don't know who's someone you don't want to play for.
Probably girly.
Yeah, true. And I quote you from maybe 4 months ago. Girl, there's not a single redeeming quality about him. I hate that guy more than anyone. So
Did
yeah,
I
I
say
mean if
that?
yeah, something like that, something like that. But yeah, Jeff should that should be a tourney theme for sure in the off season. Like team up Prism and Wayne. I mean, Devin had an idea like that actually, where it was the goat battle, where like we had to verse the three best players as underdog teams and try and take them down for money.
Ooh, that would be fun. Um, I think another thing that, like, in line with the like, if Jeff were to sponsor something like this, that could be super fun, and like you put up money to make people want to play together. So like Squid and Ocho, that's the obvious like biggest beef I think
Oh
in the
yeah.
community. Um, excuse me. Wayne and Prism, I guess me and Gurley. Um, what other teams are you? Just say you and Krusty.
Yeah, I mean, there's not too many. I don't think there's too much hate. Maybe make Baldhead and Kite play together again.
Yeah, but I think they don't have like that much serious hate though. But you know,
Yeah, it's the same with me and Krusty. So it's kind of a stretch to fill rosters that way, but it's a cool idea because, I mean, Prism probably doesn't care about the money, but I know Wayne and Prism are both so competitive. You'd feel like they would try to win. So
yeah. I think that'd be let's you know what, Jeff, when you listen to this, set it up. We need another tournament. We need the hate sex tourney.
I need more people texting me 3 days after I left the server for a tournament that's a month away. Actually, hey, when are we scheduling our game? Like,
Wait, no, it's in 8 days.
I know that one's coming up, but I was saying if he scheduled another one back to back, yeah,
Oh yeah,
actually.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, yeah. Well, actually, we could transition that into the other thing you mentioned to me then. Talking about if you want to get there, season five.
Oh yeah.
Um,
So I
you're
was
kind
think
of Mr. Commissioner, so
I was thinking that we just don't have any more seasons, and we just finish it with season four. Call it a game. GG's everyone. Good night. Just kidding. Um, Thank you, thank you. All right, so for season five, we have some weird timing, and we've kind of experienced this over the holiday break. We experienced it last year during the summer. People kind of disappear during the summer and the winter for like the Christmas season and stuff. So and we have for season five, what do we do? Um, we have this big tournament towards the end of the month that's gonna last until the end of the month, and then it's May, and then it's June and July and etc. So people start doing their summer stuff in the middle of June. That would give us like a few weeks in May, and like people might still be going away. Either way, just regardless, there's not enough time to have a full season. I think we'd be rushing it, and we know what happens when we rush the seasons. People get upset, and it's not a fun time. So I'm thinking if it were up to me and we could, talk about this to the community, I think season five might need to be after the summer, like end of August. Thoughts?
ooh. When you were spitballing right now, I was thinking more July, because that's a nice 3 monther from now. But like you're saying, people are traveling. I think the oh man, I'm saying now I sound like Wayne.
Oh,
Uh, I'm cooked. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I think our community is strong enough now that with 4 months, I mean, you throw a tournament in there in like June or something, just right in the middle of that dead season. I'm sure we'd be fine. We'd get enough people to play another season. And I remember maybe 4 weeks ago, Krusty, Prism, myself, probably a few others were like, "Damn, we need a long off season this time." So
yeah, and I mean, like we've been having fun, but like there's been a lot of blitz, and on top of the league, there's been like pubs and tournaments and etc. Like we've played a lot of blitz since we've come back in the end of 20 or the beginning of 2024.
yeah, so people love tournaments, so I mean, we saw when Jeff brought out, and it wasn't even as big of a prize pool as this current one's gonna be. It was like, I think it was the one that was like 150 per player, and he did it like day of, and so many people showed up.
Yeah,
So he definitely, if you put the effort in and maybe a little money, maybe a little incentive, people will just boom, they're back. So
yeah. Um, One thing I want to bring up though is like the NFL that started including like gambling and their ads and etc. Is money tainting the game of NFL Blitz? Are people not playing for the love of the game, the love of the community? Are they just playing for money now?
when you said money and putting things in blitz, I was like, damn, this guy's going at money already. That was season one, the bad fumbles that no one asked for, but you know they've grown on us. We love fumbles now; they're funny.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to walk the line. I think we talked about that like season two because someone wanted to bring betting in, and we were worried about our few addicts that we have in the community. Um, but it seems like it's been nothing but a positive. Like the losers of the tournaments have lost with grace for the most part. I think the most drama we had was like me calling lag in a tournament that was worth like $10.
Oh,
Uh,
true.
so, like the big money ones, everyone just like they lose, and maybe it's because there's been a second place prize. I did like, I think Jeff mentioned it somewhere that maybe paying out per standings or results for next season. I think that's pretty freaking cool, to be honest. I don't know how anyone could say no to playing in the season that way.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good idea. The other thing that could be good as well is if people wanted to. No, sorry. Let me backtrack. I think as long as people aren't putting their own money in, there's less stress surrounding it. So people like Jeff feel comfortable sponsoring that money because he has some spare to go, and that's fine, and that's good. People aren't stressed out about like actually putting money in and then losing their own money. I think if we started doing that, or people started buying in, you'd start seeing a lot more like toxic things and a lot more people getting angry because they'd be losing their own money, and not everyone has that much money to spare. And then it turns into like gambling, and then we run into the problems of that people might have in the community.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that one for sure. It might have been Dan or someone that mentioned buy-ins or anteing, so to speak, and it's just like, I mean, we got people just because they lost a Super Bowl that I don't even know if there was money threatening to DDoS people. So it's like if someone puts in 20, 40, 100 bucks, whatever, and they find a way they can cheat to win, I mean, or threaten you or whatever, we don't want to go down that road.
No, we do not. And just for full transparency, there was money paid out to the Super Bowl winners. It was $75 per person. I've been increasing it ever so slightly every season. So when I started paying people out in season two, it was $30 per person from I think what Dan had set up in his initial rules. Then last season was $50 a person, and this season was $75 a person. So
So we really have King Mufasa and then the Knights of the Round Table and you, Money, and Wayne. Wow, that's
yes,
great.
we just do what we can for our King Jeff.
All right, so I have a fun one now
All right,
because
let's be fun.
we're kind of in the like nitty gritty, detail oriented so far. So
Yes.
on the topic of season 5, I like this one. Who would your dream team up be? And this is assuming you are, I don't know, a skill position, not a QB.
Yeah, please don't make me QB. And like I'll do anything else in this world but be QB. I'll just be a kicker.
So if you could pick two teammates, no tier restriction, most fun, best chance at winning, yada yada, your dream teammates, go.
All right. So I think I've been saying this on and off for maybe a season or so, but I think I would do whenever I play like pubs with Prism and we cover together. Like I feel like no one can ever throw on us. I would love to play with Prism, and then for a third, if we're both covering together, um, it'd be cool to have Devin because as we've talked about, Devin and I are obviously friends, but we haven't played that much together. So Devin would be fulfilling his prophecy of playing with his friends. But the problem with that team lineup is that because Prism has said he doesn't want a QB, so I would probably have to QB. So I don't want to do that unless Devin QBs, which I don't know if he actually was serious about doing that. So I don't think
He
that can
said
line up.
he said he would try it, but yeah, I mean, I feel like you have, man, what is that thing called where like you become used to abuse and you crave it? What is that symptom?
I think it's
That's
Stockholm.
Yeah, there it is. Stockholm syndrome. That's kind of you, because even when you're putting together a dream team with no restrictions, you literally formatted yourself into playing QB again.
I know. Well, so let me take a step back. Let me take a step back. Let me try again. Devin, I love you, but in this one team scenario, I'm gonna have to take you off, assuming Prism doesn't QB. So for a third, and I think Romo. I think Romo QBing me and Prism would be a fun team, and that way I can blitz in that scenario. So that'd be fun. And I haven't played much with Romo either.
Yeah, so you're getting a fantastic RB, and I mean, we can mention rankings quickly later, but I seem to be on the same page with people. Romo's super good now, so.
Agreed. When he's locked in, the nerves aren't getting to him. He's golden.
All right, for my dream teammates, you know what's so funny? I'm going to lead with this one because it's literally our tournament team, but it'd be if I was QB. So I would have you at wide receiver and then Finn at RB.
Oh
That would be
yeah.
I think that'd be really fun. I think you guys are both patient with my QB. I mean, you already dealt with it, and we had a rookie, and we had a lot of learning to do with that season. So
Yes.
That would be fun. We'd be competitive. I mean, the defense would be on me. So, and then if I was a wide receiver, it's pretty similar to yours actually. It'd be Irv RB and then Romo QB. So just Irv instead of Prism.
Ooh, that would be a good team. I haven't played much with Irv either. That'd be fun.
Yeah, so I was trying to get. I mean, you just always end up on my team somehow. We're just a good fit. But like, I was trying to think of people I haven't played with, but I could actually like win games for once, you know. So
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, obviously, I love playing with you. I love playing with Wick. But like, we've played so many seasons together, and I think Prism might have mentioned this at some point. Like, it's nice to have variety in these teams. Um, so like, it'd be nice to play with Prism for me, or Irv, or Finn. Like, I haven't played with any of these people in a official in an official setting. I just keep playing with Wick and you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a few of us that have had like the same 4 or 5 teammates in 3 out of 4 seasons. So
Yeah, so that'd be fun. If you wait, so if you QB'd, what would be your lineup again?
it'd be you wide receiver, so you could average that
Uh,
300 yards per game, and then Finn RB his natural position again. And I do agree with Prism. I think Finn is just the overall best player right now. So
it seems like it. I mean, he hasn't played that many pubs, and he's been coming on and just stomping
yeah,
people in league.
and it's so funny because like if I did a top 5 real quick, I mean it's similar to theirs. It's just Turkey's 2, Irv's up there, which he plays a lot of pubs. But the fact that Turkey and Finn are 1 and 2, and they almost don't even play, it's kind of crazy.
They're just serious gamers. They're twitchy. Um, Speaking of serious gamers, I think this is gonna be uh shot out of left field or whatever, but I think if Nina got onto the server and just played Blitz consistently for like a month, she'd probably be like one of the best players in this community. I think she's like a serious gamer.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I mean, she's like famous or something, right? Off StarCraft.
Yeah, basically.
She's literally is a serious gamer. Yeah, you and I could latch. There's that
Oh
keyword
no.
baby. I could latch on to that and say thing as well. Like they both showed out in like the minimal amount they played. And we really need them to want to play more because they're kind of the future. They're just so good already.
Agreed. Um, so what are just in line with this topic? What are some interesting teams that you could see that you or I wouldn't be on?
Oh man, I didn't prepare for this one, but that's how podcasts go. All right,
Yes.
interesting teams. Well, like you were saying, I know Devin wants to play with Prism, but Prism doesn't want a QB. So if they could find like if Tuca was able to QB a whole season, that'd be a fun team. A team that you or I are not on. Let's see, who would Wayne play? Maybe he's finally going to be with Smith. That's good
Smith?
vibes all around. Yep,
Yes.
Smith. I took the H out of his name. Uh, every season we lose from now on, I'm going to take a letter away. So and then unfortunately, that's kind of trending towards putting Finn and Irv together again. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Who else is like some big personalities? I mean, if Ocho actually plays, team him with anyone, it's fun. You know?
Oh yeah. Oh, and if Dux comes back, Dux, we miss you.
Yeah, he was a key staple in the community for sure. Really good personality, really good memer, and just a great player. So
He's perfect.
I don't do that. I'm not the anime guy. I don't say things like her with the capital H and he's perfect, but I agree he was perfect for the community.
Yes. That no, I think those are interesting teams, but yeah, I got to make sure we don't get people teaming up again for like the fourth season in a row. Like if I have to see Krusty and Turk or Wayne and Turk, like it's gotta that whole like bubble needs to burst.
Well, the problem is, so like Wayne knows Krusty is a good winner, and Wayne loves winning, and Krusty has a massive crush on Wayne. So it's like it's hard to prevent that pair from happening if they're not both captain.
Yeah. Do you think do you think Krusty's in love with Wayne? Like why is he so
I,
into him?
I mean, I had a leak tell me that the first time they met, Krusty snuck up on him and caressed his shoulder. So
That might have happened. Um
I think, well, okay, so right in like a non-salty, unbiased, objective view, uh, Krusty likes to win. When Krusty got here was the number one guy. It was still like he had like a little tiny notch over Prism at the moment. So Krusty latched onto number one winner, becomes number one winner for a bit, and it's just kind of a match made in heaven.
Yeah. Um, I think we're seeing some interesting dynamics now after season four. Um, Wayne lost. Was it the quarterfinals that he lost in?
This season,
Yeah,
he lost round two
semifinal.
because he beat us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
semifinals. So he lost in the semifinals. Um, so did so did Krusty. So now they're not the number one winners. They keep both of the number one winners have lost. So now we're entering into a new era, and I don't know if that's Romo's era or if that's uh, like the Prism Dan era, but we're entering a new era, and it's gonna be a whole new world to experience.
yeah. You make a great point because it's kind of the first season that we. Well, I mean, obviously on paper, it's literally the first time we've had all new winners. Um, but like this isn't any of the established goats. It's not Finn, who everyone loves anyways. It's not Krusty, who's gonna call himself number one winner. You know, like where do we even go into next season? Is Romo just the best quarterback? Is Dan gonna be $100 pick? You know,
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting, and I know I mean I think I didn't listen to Standing on Business's podcast yet, but props to the Super Bowl winners. I don't think we're gonna really recap anything because I think they did it right.
yeah. They recapped it for like 45 minutes, so
Oh my god!
we don't need to touch on anything. They ranked every single player in the Super Bowl where they stand now. They talked about Dan. They talked about they covered it all. So, and I
All
mean
right.
I agreed with most of it. You didn't listen to it, but like Prism kind of ranked Nito higher, and I agree there for sure. Like I think Nito's getting really good. So
Oh, for sure. And if he keeps playing now that he has a computer, it's just good for him, good for the community. And I know they talked about it and they recapped it for 45 minutes, but honestly, Nito is my MVP of that game because of that last play. And I know, other people might have the stats and etc., but when it comes down to it, both teams were driving and both teams couldn't stop one another. So, the only person that caused the stop was Nito. He is the one game changer of that game.
yeah,
So,
and you put it in perspective even more. Irv has literally won a game in a 1v2, and that was straight up 1v1 Nito versus Irv. So
yeah,
hell of a play by someone that doesn't even cover.
that's true. Yeah, and I think he didn't even he wasn't even supposed to be there. He just instinctually went over there or something.
That's a switch that we have not seen veteran blitzers make, and people that we've tried to train all season haven't made that switch. Yeah, it was actually crazy play.
Awesome. All right, so no more recapping because this is now 5 minutes of it or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's right. We're already too far.
But anyway, I just want to give them their props. Congratulations, DDE. Good job, Romo, Dan, Kite, and Nito.
Yeah, they should all be high value pick next season for sure. I will. I'm gonna steal their title real quick. I will stand on business on one recap because Dan has been disrespecting my boy
Ooh,
TNG 3.0 Pew Tony HOF.
ooh.
He seems to still think Kite is like tier 3
Oh,
player, and
what?
I don't see it. Like Kite is so good at defense, it's kind of crazy.
I think
And then offense, he doesn't really drop the ball ever. So
no. I think Kite is one of the best overall players. If you had you know how some games have those graphs that have attack, defense, wisdom or something, and that has it's like a pentagon, and the
oh
skills
yeah, yeah.
if there's you might have someone Wick and his catching is all the way to the top left corner or something, but it's it might not be fleshed out in the rest of the pentagon or something. I'm just making up
I mean,
something
hell, you could
stupid.
use me, right? Just put offense versus defense, and you got one at a 90 overall and one at a 50 overall. So it's like
So
Kite's just well rounded.
yeah, Kite is just a perfect circle in that pentagon.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not going to be the best at anything necessarily. But so yeah, I don't understand what Dan's going with that, but that's all right. We all have our opinions.
That's right. All right, we'll move on from Super Bowl.
Yes.
Man, we got the super fun one, but I might save that for last. I'll tease it here. It's going to be honor rankings 1 through 5.
Ooh.
I don't know if anyone's done it in the community yet, but they haven't done it on any of the podcasts. So that one is going to be fun for sure.
It will be fun. All right.
You got a topic you want to bring up right now?
Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. Going through, going through. So one thing I wanted to bring up, and we've kind of talked about it with, the topics that we've talked about with season five and the break and whatever. So, is there anything interesting we could think up for the upcoming seasons, whether that's draft style or making up teams in a unique way, or maybe like not have sequential week games, whatever. Something like some unique idea to make the seasons just fresh and fun.
You know, and this is my vanilla personality in a nutshell, but like rules. Reforming some rules because right now we're demanding so much of money to program. Hey, can you make this tiny little tweak? The game's broken here. Whereas we could just fix it with a couple of rule changes. Like don't run 50 yards backwards. It's not good for the game at all. If there's a fake first down, then if it's easy enough, fix the yardage. If not, then move on. Leave it up
Yeah,
to the team. Stuff like that doesn't require hours and hours of programming for money. So stuff like that would make the game just more fun. I mean, it'd make it more spicy too.
agreed. Yeah,
Uh,
I think we shouldn't like. It's common sense. Like the first and zero, or like the on the 0 yard line, like that's a touchdown, or the same thing for a first down. Like it's just clear. It is what it is. That should be just the flag gets moved. We can all recognize that as a glitch. The other thing, like you brought up, like the running backwards, like I agree. I think it's cheesy. We shouldn't allow it. But the question is like, how does someone real time do that quickly? Because like if they're on a weird yard marker, if they're on like the 37-yard line, and they're not allowed to go like I'm making something up like 35 yards back, like it's hard to like how do you see that and how strict do you want to be with it because the tiles are like shitty to the human eye. So like how do you get
yeah,
around that?
you make a good counterpoint because that like the one time I finally had to officiate, I probably made a horrible call and might have cost Wayne the game. But yeah, you put someone in the position where they have to officiate, which isn't super fun. But I mean, there could also just be an honor thing, which we're gonna talk about later. Like an honor rule, just don't fucking do this.
Yeah, totally
Sorry,
agreed.
I swore. That's not walking on eggshells, but it's like I'm saying, there's just no good thing about doing that. Like
Yeah,
our game against Krusty, we almost completed a 17-point comeback. We got him to like third. No, it was literally fourth down, but like 50 seconds. So he just ran back 70 yards and threw it away and won.
yeah. That's because like in real, they think about it in like in real NFL or real sports. Obviously, this is an arcade version, but like for some things that make sense that would make the game more enjoyable, less cheesy. Like we should incorporate those things. So like in real NFL, a QB is going to be slow as hell, and
Yeah,
and you're gonna have like linebackers and defensive ends and possibly like nickelbacks that are super fast running you down. You'll get tackled within like 15 yards. Um, so we should limit that kind of cheese. The other cheese that you probably agree with are the stupid 90 to 100-yard jump balls. Am I wrong?
I agree with that as well. That one, unfortunately, will probably have to be a program change. It's kind of too much of a hot take. Like, so I reference this a lot, but people will say something like season one, where they were all complaining about fumbles. So I took a stand, and then no one had my back about it. So people have been complaining about the Hail Marys, but like when the time comes to outlaw it, I don't know if it will be as like 90-10 as it is right now.
Yeah,
So
I can see that. I mean, but that one's kind of easier than the running backwards one because like at before a Hail Mary play happens, um, like, sorry, let's imagine a scenario where there's 20 seconds left in the game and they're on their own 10-yard line. Um, they got to get a few yards before they can try a Hail Mary. So they got to get to say the 30-yard line, and then if they get to the 29, the streamer the commentator just says no, you can't do the Hail Mary, and you got to put it um, a little bit behind the end zone. So it shouldn't
I
be that
do think that
complicated.
one would have to be a programming thing if money can even do it. Simply because you can't just like end the game with 10 seconds, you know? You still have to let them throw the ball 40 yards and maybe try a lateral play or something. So if they're just on their 10, well now you know where the defense is going to guard. They're going to guard that max range. and then there's no play. It's like just end the game at that point, you know? There would
Yeah,
have to be a programming limitation to like so they can't just play the yardage or something. I don't know. It gets complicated, but
yeah,
there were I mean, we were talking about it in Super Bowl. We're like, is this game going to come down to a Hail Mary again? Because it was so close the whole game. And we're like, that would be hilarious because that's the theme of the whole season. So
yep. Jump ball meta. What's the other meta? There's another meta that's happening.
it was run backwards. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's jump ball. It was run backwards and throw it up. So that was jump ball and Hail Marys combined.
Yep. So I personally I think the jump ball one is a little easier than the running back one to officiate, but we can try it out in pubs honestly and see how it goes.
Yeah,
Um,
that's another tournament thing. Like, dude, I mean, it just praise King Jeff Mufasa, you know? Like, send the money and we're going to be your guinea pigs, baby. We're going to test
he's our Lord
everything.
and Savior.
He can set all these rules. It gives people a reason to want to show up to test things. So.
Wait. Jeff, if you're listening to this, can you please change your rules to the tournament to try the jump ball meta or to limit the jump ball meta? No
True.
throws, no throws
True.
longer than 70 yards, and then no running back more than I don't know 30 yards. Make it
All
happen,
right, so
Jeff.
I know I've been like taking my foot off the gas in the Krusty rivalry, and I mean it's kind of over anyways. Dan won, so but Krusty already has the odds stacked against him, so I don't think we need to do that to that guy as well.
What were you talking about? His
Like
mechanical
if you take
capability?
away, yeah, his milking and his running backwards. If you take that away, he already took the challenge of going up to elite division. So maybe we play this tournament on normal, and then going forward we could try something.
Yeah, let's maybe just try some pubs here and there. I want to try. We'll see what happens.
Hmm.
All right. Any other things that you think could be? Oh, well, I guess we talked about rules and features, but are any like draft things that you would think are interesting that we
I
haven't
think we
done?
need to find a way to limit the like max bidding on someone, and I have no idea how you do that logistically. But Finn has made it to the Super Bowl both times. He put 100 plus on one player, so it's clearly working.
That's true.
uh, and for obvious reasons, right? If you have a tier one captain and you get a tier one player, your team's probably better than 5 out of 7 teams already.
So, I mean, the one caveat to that is that like yes, Gurley didn't play great all season. He got better throughout the season, but they got lucky in a lot of games. They were in one score games. They got the one versus two jump ball. They had the Romo silly interception icon that he shouldn't have done. Like they they had a bunch of scenarios like that. They lost like 4 or 5 games, or they won 4 or 5 games from one score. And
Yeah, but to be fair, that's what the great players, not the good players. That's what the great players do because you get Irv and Finn. I mean, they just know how to win. Dan called Irv not a winner, but I mean, he literally like he lost the Super Bowl, but he has one of the best records of anyone that's played for more than one season. So winners do that. They put Romo in that position to throw the int. He's either gonna score on us. So it's just like big brain gameplay,
yeah.
winner mentality.
So what would we like? Because like if you just say oh max bid has to if you have 100 whatever if you have
That's
a
what I'm
hundred
saying.
bucks
I have absolutely no solution. So it's gonna be up to you, Wayne Money, and WSK or something. because yeah, because you just limit like let's say you knock it down to 70. Okay, now I'm putting 70 on Wayne instead of 100. So it's just max bid.
I think
Wheel roll anyways.
yeah I think we had a rule that was like if someone max bids the other someone else can match the max bid and then it's a wheel roll,
Yeah, then it's wheel roll.
which honestly is interesting because I don't think we've run into that in any of the seasons yet.
We did with season 2. Irvine tried to get Wayne, and Finn got Wayne on the wheel.
Oh, that's right. Oh, speaking of weird takes, you said Dan said Irv isn't a winner. He's gotten to the playoffs both times, but
Yeah,
it's weird.
it was funky. I mean, they're pretty even players now. I'd probably still put Irv one. positional spot above Dan, but Dan had ranked himself above Irv solely off him winning the Super Bowl and him losing the Super Bowl. So that was
Interesting.
a fun one. I'm not going to steal too much content from that. You got to listen to it. Basically, yeah, I mean, it's just fun. It's a good podcast.
Yeah.
But anyways,
All
yeah.
right.
Other just to touch on it real quick, like the giving 2 weeks to schedule. I don't know, man. I feel like that's the kind of thing that could kill the league because then you got antsy people like Jeff. He wants to play 5 games in 1 week.
Yeah, remember that? Oh
Uh,
my God.
and then, like, let's say worst case scenario, like happened with the Lions, or maybe just once this season, but like they put their game off a couple weeks, and then I have to reschedule it again. I think that was against you guys because you
Yeah,
had to reschedule once, and then he had to reschedule once. So making it 2 weeks just leads to too much that could go wrong.
I agree. I don't like that one too much. Um, what else? Yeah, because I think other leagues in the past, like when we were playing like 20 years ago, that they would just like set the schedule and then you just play whatever games whenever.
Yeah, and that's why it died because someone would play 7 games in 7 days and then be sitting there for the rest of the season.
Oh, that sounds horrible. Um,
But yeah, we got. I mean, I don't want to dwell on it. We got 4 months, if that's a proposed date, August. We got a lot of time to talk about season 5, so I don't want to do a 30-minute segment on potential season 5 rules.
oh, fair. But I
We
just
can space it out. Yeah,
well, but before I think before the tournament, I'm gonna put a poll out to see what the community wants to do. If they want to do something before the summer, or like run through the summer, or
I'll
after the
say
summer.
that poll is probably going to go 90-10 in terms of waiting a few months.
Oh,
I mean,
probably.
Prism today in SOB said he doesn't even think he wants to play, which he says every season. But I think if we give him like 4 months, he'll be ready. He'll be
Yeah,
fresh.
for sure. We all need some time to gather our thoughts ourselves and possibly go into a darkness retreat, a la Aaron Rodgers.
That's right. That's right.
Um, but one thing I do want to talk about, which I think I keep bringing this up, and I've brought this up since season three, is I think an interesting
Line
team.
hopping.
No, Money's new version is already fixing that.
Okay,
All
okay, okay.
right. I think a draft or setup or a team makeup thing is pick your own teams, and everyone has to agree to be on a team. I think
Oh
that'd
my
be
gosh.
super fun.
Yes. So this is so funny. Dan sent me the screenshot of you saying that, and he was like, "Where's Tony to say this is a horrible idea?" Okay, so here's the thing: pick your own teams is not a horrible idea in general, but the problem with your suggestion is like, what was it? You get a point advantage if you take worse players. I mean, is me taking a 7 point advantage if my teammates are like, I don't know, who's the two worst players in the league right now? Just say Gurley and one etc. Um, is that gonna win me the game? Probably not. I'm probably still gonna lose by 20. So
Well, no, but hear me out. Hear me out. All right, so let's imagine like a couple teams that might be real. So like a real team might be something like this is gonna be crazy, but like I don't know, Wayne. Oh no, Wayne, Irvin, Finn. Like that'd be a pretty crazy team, right? And then maybe another team where people might want to play together is like Dan, Ducks, Prism. Um, so like those are gonna be two really good teams, and then a team that might not get someone that's like crazy tier one good, etc. Maybe it's like me, you, and
WSK.
sheep or wick or someone.
Yeah.
Like that team with a 7 point advantage. Like if we had 7 point advantage, that might be competitive. But I don't know if that's just kind of like lame. But I don't know.
I
I
mean
thought
that
it'd be an
would
interesting idea.
yeah. So and that definitely highlights the positivities of the formation or format rather. Like that would be a good game. And if we have points, you guys are good defensive players. It'd be kind of playing off Jeff's tournament where we're stacking the teams. But the downside of that is like, can we get 6 balanced enough teams, let alone 7? Let's say we're foregoing 7, we go back to 6. I feel like it'd be really hard because there's probably like 18 players that are like mid tier 2 to tier 1 where they can be put together with any 3 players and then it's competitive, but like if any one of those 18 players can't make a game, well, now you're at a disadvantage.
Yeah, I think there's a way. Like if you were to really see this through, and if we like had all the names out on a table, and and like we picked like who would want to play with one another, because you might have people that want to play together that aren't necessarily like the best of the best. And so you might just want to have a team for vibes or friendship or whatever. Um, so like I think in that scenario, you're probably gonna have like two good teams, two medium teams, and two like worse off teams. And so like that's kind of like a real sports league. Like you're not gonna always have like completely balanced teams. And I don't know, it might just be an interesting take on a season.
It would definitely add narrative and drama for sure because like there's people that love playing with each other, but maybe they're just tired of losing.
Oh
So they
yeah.
want to. So then they start blaming each other behind the scenes and yada yada, blah blah blah. But the other downside of pick your own team, because it is fun. I think it'd be really fun for a tournament. I think Prism said that, and you definitely would be in favor of it. It's just like the downside is if someone gets left out, right? Let's say Krusty's narrative of me is not dramatized, and actually no one likes me. Let's just play into the meme. Then I'm just left sitting out there like, guys, can I be on a team?
That's
You know?
true.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Then you feel bad. You don't get picked, and it's like the
yeah, yeah, it just sucks to be that guy, you know. So
yeah. Just thoughts for the future. See what maybe we can possibly do if we want to do anything like it. But I don't know.
I'm 100% in support for a tournament to test it out for sure. We could see how the team stacks, see how people get along, yada yada. So
Yeah, let's try it out. Let's try it out. Commit a community. Um,
all right, Jeffster Mufasa, you heard it here. Another $1,000.
Please,
Get
Jeff.
it done.
Um, all right. Do you have a next topic? Because we have there is your
What
last
time
one,
are
the
we at?
honor one. We're at 46 minutes.
Oh, that's nice, sweet. So if you have one more, we can do the honor one. That should put us right at a nice 1 hour, like we wanted.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, you go ahead with yours, and we'll end with honor.
all right. Perfect. All right. So this is going to be unrelated to Blitz for right now. Do you have any off-season plans? What's going on in the life of
I
Tony?
Man, so I go to metal concerts. So I broke my nose last year. That's why I look like a goofball in this AI picture. Um, so I am gonna be traveling for some metal concerts, but man, the last one I went to in March, I'm getting old, man, and I felt it. So you go in the mosh pit. You're old. We're in our 30s now. I'm just like, Jesus, dude, can I do this anymore? You wake up dying the next day. But yeah, I don't have anything like crazy. There's no Las Vegas this year. I mean, I'm waiting for Blitz, baby, Las Vegas trip.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get it.
It's just more trips to Southern California for concerts and stuff for me.
Yeah,
What about you?
I was gonna say, let's keep on the topic of Tony for right now. I was gonna ask you, you go to your concerts, they're mostly in SoCal, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so there's a few venues up here. Man, this one though that I was talking about, the ventilation was so bad, the sweat was dripping off the pillars on the roof
Oh, that's
or the
gross.
and falling on my head. So
Why was it inside?
I don't know. It's just it's a very small venue and crazy stuff, crazy stuff. But
Yeah, I
yeah.
feel like most metal concerts I go to, at least in this area, they're all gonna be like outside.
And I do not have gauges and I do not have tattoos because Dan said I was probably a gauges guy. You know, you can enjoy the scene without looking like the scene.
That's true. I don't know if people know this, but I also listen to metal and metalcore and adjacent types of music, and I'm probably your pastiest normal like white guy. I have no tattoos nor gauges nor weird haircut or whatever, and I'm not
And
a
you only own
Nazi.
one sweater.
No,
That's what Sinner said,
Sin
dude.
doesn't know what he's talking about. I brought enough sweaters that I could wear each one twice on my trip. By the way, it was great to finally meet you after like 20 plus years or whatever, and other people in the community. We should all do more of that and meet
Yeah,
each
we just
other.
need someone to make it happen. I was surprised so many people showed up. There's like 7 or 8 that met through that week, and it was just a blast for everyone. I think so.
Yeah.
It was definitely good vibes. I think our community now, like I was saying, like we ended a drama free for the most part season. I don't think anyone would want to punch each other in the face in person, whereas in previous seasons, I'm not sure that could be said.
Yep.
So now's definitely a good time, or like in the next, like maybe fall when it's a little cooler. We could definitely all go somewhere.
Yeah. Let's make Vegas happen. Let's go see Money in Vegas. Let's get Jeff to sponsor our trip and pay for all of us.
Uh, I know you and I can handle getting there, so maybe not. But he can definitely support anyone that maybe doesn't have the money. So.
All right, Nito, come on. You're coming from
Yeah,
Colombia?
that's right. This man needs to buy him a passport first. There it is.
Probably doesn't. Oh yeah, he probably doesn't have a passport that can come here yet, or needs a visa or something.
Our
Um.
president's gonna kick his ass out.
Oh
Oh no,
no,
Nito.
Nito, we need you here. You can come illegally through some coyotes in the Mexican border, though.
Yeah, I'll go get him.
Um. What was I going to say? All right, so for my off-season plans, I might be going to Greece twice. Um, my cousin is getting married at the beginning of May, so I got to figure out if I'm actually going to go or not. Um, and the difficulty of deciding to go is because I'm going to go to Greece this summer as well. Um, so I'd go to Greece in August. Um, and I got an extra week of vacation starting this year, so I have a bunch of time that I need to use. So I got to figure out what else I want to do that's not just like Greece and family time. I want to do some more stuff for myself.
Well,
It
you're
might.
gonna have to save for Vegas as well
That's
if
true.
we do go in fall.
Um, Vegas. I feel like Vegas should be possible regardless. And if we were to go like in the winter time, that'd be cool too. But I don't know if it gets too. Does it get cold in Vegas in the winter? I don't
I
even
don't think
know.
it gets too cold. I think it's like 50s. We'll have to ask Money, but now the problem with that is so part of Vegas is like walking around at night, so even 50s might be too cold. But if we're all toasty, hammered,
Oh, we're
we're
all
gonna
wearing our
feel it.
beer jackets.
That's right.
I haven't worn a beer jacket in quite a while.
Greece is
Um,
super cool. That should be fun. I mean, you should just go to both.
I know.
Hell yeah.
I'll try to, I can maybe video chat again if we play a tournament and we win from Greece. I'll go on
Yeah, that's a
video chat again.
legendary memory for the eggs for sure. That's where
Yes.
walking on eggshells started when we beat Jeff, and now he's got the upper hand. I gotta go beat that guy again.
Yeah. Come on, Tony. And then I might one last off-season plan. I might plan to do, the Blitz Tour version 2. But I got to figure out where exactly I'm going to go or double up on some areas because like California was easy because there's like a bunch of blitzers out there, but other places aren't quite as densely populated with the blitzers. So I got to figure out my next location.
Yeah, it seems like we kind of got two per state other than California, so
Yes. So those are my off-season plans.
that's fun. You left off being a tyrant in a Discord, but that's kind of a full time thing. That's not off season, right?
Oh yeah, just gotta start blasting those bands.
Last in those, yeah. It sounds like you have a justified one lately. So,
Yes.
all right, let's wrap this thing up with the one everyone's probably been waiting for. Maybe we talked about ourselves too much. It's our first time. We're walking on eggshells. Honor rankings. So this is a big meme of the season, as well as latching and I guess being bald. I don't know.
Standing on
Memes of the
business.
season. Oh, Hail Mary, standing on business. Yeah, all the good memes. But realistically, honor rankings are pretty cool because like it's who's playing for fun, who's a good vibe, who's going for two every time, who's milking and kicking field goals in pubs. I mean, it's kind of like the same list as who makes pubs the best. I mean, they're kind of intertwined.
Yeah. Um, I think that the honor part of this community is huge. It keeps the pubs alive and fun, because otherwise the pubs just can get toxic too if you're not playing for fun anymore. I
And
think we've all been
like
there.
yeah, honor's like such an understated thing. I mean, Kite's been stating it a lot, but before that, it was such an understated thing. Ma came to our community, so an outsider at the time, and was like, "What's the big deal about calling cutbacks? Why does everyone hate that?" It's literally honor, like honor for 20 years. Like everyone was like, "If you call cutbacks, you're kind of a poop head." So
Yeah, agreed. All right, so before we start, we kind of you kind of touched on a few of the things that make someone honorable. Let's just reiterate the honorable criteria.
sure. So you got milking. I think that lowers the quality of a game, and it doesn't show you have that much confidence in yourself. You got kicking field goals in pubs because I mean I get it when you're trying to practice for league, that's fine. But if you're a guy that kicks a field goal every single pub to win the game, come on, man, have some fun. You got, I will say, I know people have said they don't know who would have taken the 4 points, and I still don't know if I would have taken the 4 points, but it can't be argued that it was honorable. They're playing by the rules, but like, dude, you're playing to get in the Super Bowl. Like, just win.
Yeah.
Um, what else was there? There's like people that are a good vibe because that's honorable in of itself. People that talk shit behind your back,
Yep.
after you're playing badly. So yeah, all of that goes into it, and then like I said, going for twos every time. I mean, that's kind of just the standard in pubs now, unless you forget.
Yeah, yeah. I know we've seen some people be like auto siege and be like, "Oh, oops." But all right, do you want to start? Should I start?
I got mine written down
Ooh, he's
actually
prepared.
because I was like because it changed multiple times in the last week that we mentioned honor rankings, and I kept forgetting. So 1 through 5. One, I got Smith. Good vibe all around. And I mean, I literally had to beg that guy to start kicking field goals in season 2 and season 4. He hates field goals. Um,
True.
I've only played with him in league, but I know in pubs he'll go for two every time. And I think there isn't a single person in the community that would say they don't want to be on Smith's team. Um, yeah, just honorable all around. 2, I've got Irvine. Other than with Gurley at the beginning of the season, I've never heard him blame a teammate or say anything bad about a teammate. I know he's always like in our post game interviews with him, he's always like, "This was my bad," or "Me and Finn weren't on the same page." It's never just like "F that guy on my team,"
Yeah. Yep.
and he's just a super chill presence as well. Good vibes. He's very patient when I'm QBing him as well. So 3, this is a given. I don't even need to explain it. It's WCK. I mean, another person. I don't even think he said the words "you suck" to someone in the like 20 years that I've known him. And we played League of Legends and we got in fights, but it was never like, "Damn, you're bad at this game." It would just be like, "Why are you doing that?" or something.
Ooh,
It's more of a debate rather than a criticism.
props to Wick.
He's just a super positive, friendly guy, always willing to teach new people. 4. Oh, this one didn't age well after what I said, but I got Romo simply because he's another person that like he doesn't attack people. Like he's constantly defending himself, and no one knows why he has to. Like it's just such a weird community. But that guy never says anything bad about anyone. Not in my DMs, not in public. He's just always like, and he's very appreciative of people that actually show him respect. He's a very real person. So
Yeah.
honorable guy, other than taking the 4 points. Maybe that's why he's 4 instead of 1. And then number 5, another one that I don't need to go into too great a detail. It's just Turkey Fry. No
Ooh.
negative vibes, no criticism of his teammates ever. I think every post game interview with him was the same as Irvine, where it's like I could have done this better. Um, and then he gets the bonus points because he's always willing. Like if we need a quarterback, the dude doesn't play quarterback at all, and he'll step in and just shit the bed. And
And he has fun doing
but
it.
it's fun. Yeah, exactly. So that's my 5. Those are my 5 guys that I think improve the quality of pubs. I would be on any of their teams in a league. I'd be on any of their teams in a pub or tourney. That's my take.
So who's your number one again?
Smith.
Smith. Yeah, that's right. All right, you didn't have Kite up there?
No, because while we did make up, there was like that 1 week period where he was talking about my personal life, which is rather dishonorable. So
It is quite
like he
dishonorable.
didn't he snapped out of character during that, but like wasn't persona. That was him just having a rough week, and me. And I always give him the benefit of the doubt, like I do everyone. Everyone is allowed one free rant at me because I was such an asshole 20 years ago. So, but I couldn't put him in my top 5 solely off of that.
That's fair. I understand. I think it's a very honorable list. I think I agree with much of it. Not sure about the orders, but I think most of the people we probably agree with. Um, but for me, I think that the number one, and I understand he was quite rude to you, but my number one honorable man here is Kite because he keeps it real about honor daily, day in and day out. You see this man talking about honor, wanting honorable pubs, talking on voice or in text and game about being honorable field goals and sneaking and otherwise cheesing or whatever. Um, So I think Kite's got to be their number one just because he's been just the biggest proponent of honor. He was very against the 4 points. Um, what else did he do? It was honorable. I don't know. There was other stuff, but for all that stuff, he's been such a proponent. I got to keep that number one. Um, so for my number two, I really like Wick in these scenarios. He's like the nicest guy in the community. Everyone loves to hang out with him, chat with him, play games with him. Um, Whether it's like sometimes people don't play Blitz with him, they'll play other stuff. He's just a great person to have all around, and that has a lot of honor factor to it. Um, my number three, I gotta think about this a little bit. Hmm, I think my number three would be. I think it's. I think it's. I think it's Finn. Um, Finn has a lot of. He always does a lot of like. He has a lot of fun in pubs. He's never gonna sneak a lot, especially in pubs, because he's just he's there to have fun. He likes to gamble and and do that. He likes to always go for two in league in and in pubs. He won't really go for that many field goals in league. Like he'll never go for a field goal in pubs. He's like one of those people, kind of like Wick. Like people just love being around him and playing games with him. He's a good vibe overall. So Finn is definitely there for number three for me. um, Another honorable one, and I think this one's number four. Uh, Smith for a lot of the same reasons as Finn. Um, I really appreciate how in pubs he doesn't try to take advantage of sneaking. When he definitely can, he can juke anyone out of their socks, like me in the league game Rip. Um, and he's always fun to be around. And he's never gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna like super try hard and like make this pub game terrible. Like Krusty and Dan that are like spamming defenses in pubs, like yeah, to a point, like if you're practicing, I get it, but like sometimes you might
No,
just be
yeah, yeah.
practicing, like you're
Not to
practicing.
interrupt, but like, yeah, literally, I think I told you this. I was like, there are certain blitzers now that I just cannot practice QB against. Like, I know Dan's gonna spy the entire game, and I want to practice timing and routes rather than sneaking. So, so I'm like, well, if Dan's blitzing on the other team, I'm just not gonna QB in puffs.
Yeah, it's cause like I remember this one game. I think Nina. It was like her like third game like in the community ever since coming back, and I was playing against Krusty on the other side. And I'm like, all right, like try doing like a 90 up down or something, and they called like a Haxty, and obviously it would be covered. I'm like, this isn't helping her in this like new player trying to get like some experience. Like it's not helping. You're just literally ruining a pub. So those things dishonorable. Don't like those things. Keep your honor up. Um,
That's right.
and all right. Anyway,
Actually, let me latch onto that real quick because that's an important point to make. Like, if we're gonna, and I know people have kind of given up on expanding the community, but if we're going to keep trying, like that's kind of what drove Ollie away originally. I mean, that guy's too stubborn for his own good. He only wanted a QB, but like, if I was in a game against Ollie, and I'm sure every or most people did the same, it's like I'm throwing his side every time. I'm jumping cutbacks. You're just bowling the guy out of the community essentially. So we definitely don't need to be so try hard all the time if we have newer players we're trying to get involved.
agreed. Um, and for my last one, um, I like I like Devin at this spot. Um, I know he doesn't play too many pubs and stuff like that, but he's always there to have fun. He's always gonna ask for like the crazy jump balls when they don't make even when they don't make sense. He just wants to like play the game for fun. Because the guy just wants to have fun and play with his friends, and that's really the goal of pubs. Unless you outright say it's like a practice. So I think that would be my five. a little bit different than yours, but I think it's in the
Yeah, I
same
mean,
theme.
it sounds like you put the personas aside because when I was thinking of Devin, I'm like, but he did have that mean ape phase where he was just bashing absolutely everyone. So I was like, I don't know if I could put him up there.
Yeah, I kind of
Kite,
ignored
like you said.
personas.
So if I was being objective, Kite would be up there for sure. Maybe not number one, but in top five. Because, like you're saying, he's the biggest proponent of it. He wants the game to be played in an exciting fashion. So yeah, that's a good list by you.
Appreciate it. And now we're officially at 1 hour and 5 minutes. Look at us go.
Oh no, we're almost at the 4 point deduction. We gotta hurry up and wrap it up,
Oh,
baby.
it's true. But wait. Next podcast. If you still
Hmm.
want to have one, are we gonna have a second podcast date?
Yeah, we can keep doing it. My plan was just, and I'm letting you be the host anyways, because everyone likes you, and I think It's gonna take me a few podcasts to get back in the good graces of the community, but maybe not weekly, simply because with SOB, they seem like they're on top of it. They're really involved in the community, and they're weekly. So I was thinking, when we have fun stuff to talk about, let's do it. When we don't, maybe take the week off. So.
Maybe we should take a page out of Standing on Business's book and stand on business next podcast about um, maybe a top dishonorable list. That
Oh,
might be a little too spicy. I don't know.
see, that's why you're the host, because like that is the easiest transition to make, and it didn't even cross my mind. So we will for sure do that, even if we only do like a 30-40 minute one next week. Yeah, we can do next week. It'll be fun.
All right, we'll figure it out. But I don't want to walk on eggshells too much over here.
I'm gonna be the eggshell walker. You can stand on business. You're the tyrant. So I mean, there's nothing anyone can do to you anyways if you say something outrageous.
I guess people can they can have a coup. I don't know how they do that, but they can do it somehow.
Overthrow the server.
Yes. All right. This was a fun night. Thank you for your time, and I'll figure out how the hell I'm going to post this and where I'm going to post it and whatever, but that's a problem for another time.
Yep, Lem and I are your streamer commentators, now podcasters, but we literally have no idea what we're doing. So
Please send
thanks for
help.
joining us on Walking on Eggshells, the debut, and we hope you guys enjoy it. Hopefully, it wasn't too boring, and maybe we'll be a little spicier next week, according to Lem.
All right, GG's and good night.
GG's and good night.